September 1995, and just 6 months after their first fight, Steve Collins was putting the title he had won from the former champion on the line at Parc y Choice in Cork. Both men had been on the canvas in the first fight. This had all the hallmarks of an epic battle.
Eubank has been training for 4 months. Collins has been locked away in Los Angeles, away from his family. Now, is Eubank going to do what we think he might do and start really fast here? Let's have a look. Oh, he tried to hit him with a right hand straight away. So much talk. How will this one end up?
And Collins almost running across the ring to get to Eubank.
Oh, Collins missed by such a long way and was so far off balance he nearly fell out of the ring. And Collins produced the same level of intensity as he did for that first fight.
Well, this isn't the normal cool boxing Steve Collins. He's rushing in, his chin sticking up, he's got no defense there whatsoever. And I think at this moment he's playing into Eubank's hands.
Eubank caught him with a good right-hand counter to the body as he did charge in. We didn't expect this from Collins. If anyone was going to charge in, I thought it might be Eubank. I thought he might abandon his usual cautious style. Last time Collins outworked and out-hustled him.
That's right, and Eubank likes an opponent to come at him, and that's exactly what Collins is doing.
Collins has said that in his mind he's seen it 100 times how he's going to win this fight. He says he's even written it down and will show us afterwards. Eubank looking cool and composed and pretty elusive under this fast start from Collins, who does land with the right hand there, and there's a little smirk plays across Eubank's lips.
Well, we had thought Collins would box a smart fight and would go away from Eubank, what he doesn't like, but he's doing the exact opposite and really trading the fight to Eubank.
Sharp left jab by Eubank as Collins tried to close the range on him again. Collins has missed a lot in this opening round. He's thrown a lot, but he's missed a lot. Does get through with a right hand, though. Very, very busy again, Collins. Looking to try to impose himself.
This Collins been very busy, just outworking Eubank, but just a little bit too open.
3 American judges, and they do like the fighters who come forward and score more for aggression. So although Collins is missing, he may well have taken the round on their scorecards. 20 to 25,000 fans here, I reckon. Eubank is standing between the rounds, so he's trying to send out a little psychological message, I think, Glenn, to Collins with that.
Yes, I think he is, but I thought Collins did that. He probably won the round, but he did the wrong things for me. He normally boxes a smart fight, and he was trying too hard, rushing in, chin in the air, head down, and I think that could be a mistake.
There's a danger that Collins could walk onto one. It's not his usual style, this. Maybe he feels he has to try to surprise Eubank with something different. Remember, they were both on the floor in the first meeting. A bit of a flash knockdown for Eubank from a body punch. Good right hand from Eubank that put Collins down in round 10.
All Collins. Eubank still just relying on defense, and this is going to take quite a bit out of Collins because he's missing a lot.
It's almost as if he's too fired up, isn't it? But he's an experienced campaigner. You have to say somebody like Collins knows what he's doing. He's working to a game plan. Two good head punches. The problem for Eubank in so many of his fights has been that he's coasted, allowed opponents to steal rounds from him simply because his work rate hasn't been high enough.
That's right, in these first 2 rounds he hasn't done a lot. Collins is rushing him, is lunging in. But Eubank is not looking for the counter.
A lot of the work really is pretty untidy. With a tremendous atmosphere here in Ireland, as there was for that first fight in Mill Street, about 70 miles away. Good left hook from Eubank on the counter that time.
Yes, we saw Collins in the dressing room really psyching himself up, and it looks like he's trying to impose his will physically on Eubank as well.
Collins said in the build-up he'd be his third as good again as he was for the first fight. He's walking forward a lot, Collins, but for my money, Eubank's doing slightly the sharper work on the counter here at the moment.
Yes, he's doing the sharp work again, but really he's not landing with enough punches.
Although he's coming forward, Collins, he looks uncommonly ragged doing so.
Yes, very much so. His defense looks very bad as well. His hands are down by his sides, chin in the air. A pretty level round here, and I thought Collins did more of the work, came forward, but I thought Eubank had some nice small work, so it was probably on my call a level sort of round. There you see Collins bustling forward, trying to really impose his will and outwork Eubank.
Third round. There's Glenn's scorecard. So far, it's just ahead, only 2 rounds gone.
Again, Collins trying to force himself into this fight, rushing forward, lots of punches. And he's landing with a good right hand.
From Steve Collins. And now he is starting to get through more accurately with those head punches. Eubank breathing heavily in round 3. Do you think he's been taken by surprise by this?
I think he has. I think it's just made him a little bit puzzled, Eubank. He doesn't really know what to do. He's not really countering as well as he should against pretty much wide open Steve Collins. So I think this has took him by surprise.
It's all hustle, bustle again from Steve Collins, the 31-year-old Dubliner. But Eubank, apart from the odd counter, has lacked the explosiveness that he said he would bring to this fight early on.
Again, Collins landing well with that long right hand.
It's got to the stage, I think, where Eubank just has to get a little foothold in the fight. He looks composed enough, but I think these storming tactics by Collins have just caught him on the hop a bit.
Yes, he really needs to just settle down a little bit, just look for his counters, just try and sharpen his work a bit. He's allowing Collins to just bundle him out of this.
Chance of Steve-O. Steve-O filling the night air in Cork. Ireland getting behind its world champion. Collins is not known as a particularly concussive puncher. If anything, Eubank is probably the harder puncher of the two. But Collins' work rate here is prodigious.
Yes, he's really just outworking Eubank. He just keeps pushing forward, throwing lots of punches.
And in this round, he's got to him much more than he did in the first two. Well, that last round for Steve Collins, I think, was the most emphatic one yet, Glenn McCrory.
Yes, that was a much better round, landing well with the right hand and really just forcing his will on Eubank. And there you see long right hands. He was successful with that punch.
Second point.
And again, Eubank just not getting himself into the fight.
Fourth round, and Collins says he can fight 12 rounds at top pace. That's clearly what he's trained to do. And here he is, putting Eubank under pressure again. And Eubank, so far, it must be said, doesn't look as if he's relishing this.
Well, this is a very physical performance from Collins. And again, he lands with that big right hand.
A growing confidence about Steve Collins. I must say, I thought some of his early work looked a bit wild and ragged, but he's now beginning to find the target with some regularity.
Yes, well, he's not rushing in as much. He's coming forward a little bit more controlled.
Was an even money sort of fight going in. Not even the bookmakers could really separate them.
Again, Eubank relying a lot on defense. I wonder how much he thinks maybe Collins can't keep this pace up and wants to put on more work in the second half of the fight.
Always the suspicion with Eubank that during his reign, in the end, he became a bit of a fat cat who didn't really prepare properly. This time he says he really has. He's been running 7 miles every day. He's ready for a really tough, hard fight. Well, let's see how it works. So far, Collins has been the boss. Eubank definitely needs to start stepping up his own work rate here.
Yes, he does. I think Collins' work is just slowed down fractionally, but still Eubank hasn't picked his up. He's just relying on defense, just trying to make Collins miss slightly. But he is taking a few punches.
It's a good uppercut inside. I'm not sure how cleanly it landed from Eubank. And again, that is a dangerous punch of Chris Eubank's, that right uppercut, which he probably should use a wee bit more. Just that feeling again, Glenn, that this may just be the first stage of the plot.
Yes, maybe so. Again, Eubank at times, he takes his eyes off Collins and he gets hit with punches.
That's not a knockdown, that's just a slip.
But Eubank smiling as he goes backwards there.
A look a bit low from Collins. But again, he forces Eubank backwards, and as Glenn's been saying, when he does go backwards, he doesn't really counter, and it's Collins' round again, that for me. Clubs around Britain, and particularly in Ireland full. Collins ahead, but that was a good shot from Eubank.
Yes, that was one of the good counters from Eubank, but there was just too few of them. He just still allowing Collins to bull him around the ring and just outwork him.
Second time, round 5.
More words from his mind, Dr. Tony Quinn, as Steve Collins goes out again for round 5. The man who says he knocks all negative thoughts out of Collins' mind. And this has been a very, very positive and committed start from Steve Collins in his first defense of this WBO Super middleweight title. Better work on the counter there from Eubank.
I feel that Eubank could be more successful in his countering as Collins starts to tire. He'll then have the time and the room to land with decent counter punches.
Yes, the question really with Collins is, can he sustain the pace and intensity of the first 4 rounds?
That's right, it's been very unexpected what the strategy that Collins has adopted, but it's worked well for him so far, and he isn't allowing Eubank to get in this fight. But can he keep it up?
The suspicion again is that Eubank is being forced to fight at a pace that doesn't suit him. Just the single jab from Eubank.
But at least now he's starting to use the jab, where before he wasn't at all.
He's breathing heavily again, Eubank. He seemed to take a very deep breath. Work, 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 all the time from Collins, throwing much, much more leather than the former champion.
Yes, the work rate is fantastic. He's obviously prepared very, very hard for this fight. He's still landing with punches as Eubank retreats.
At the moment, Eubank is struggling to live with this pace. There's a little bit of a cut just appearing by the side of the left eye of Collins.
Eubank really needs to use that jab more to keep Collins off balance.
Well, I wonder what another Irish hero, Barry McGuigan, is making of all this so far. Are you surprised by Collins' start here, Barry?
Ian, we asked the question at the beginning of this fight, did Eubank condition himself and train hard enough? I think at the moment it's showing signs that he didn't. Collins is outworking him, bullying him, and just grinding him down. And for the first time in a long time, I see an uninterested, tired look about Chris Eubank's work, and it really is a very positive start by Collins, but he's very reckless, and at some stage when they get tired, Collins is going to nail him, or Eubank is going to nail him, and then we'll see just what Eubank has got left. But at the moment it's all Collins. He's totally in control.
Thanks, Barry. That's the way we're seeing things as well, I must say. Eubank, by the way, while Barry was talking there, and you were watching those replays, was strutting around by the ring ropes and not sitting down. Ronnie Davis made him sit down in the end, and I think he'd be well advised to take the full minute's break, don't you, Glenn?
I'm sure he would, but I'd like to see him do more rather than walk around between rounds. I'd like to see him do more work during the round.
Giving Steve Collins a big 4-point lead, and we're not even at the halfway stage yet. So it could be the same old story with Eubank, giving himself mountains to climb.
Yes, he's really got to start working. I think he's got to start behind the jab. He's got to try and keep Collins off balance and stop him coming forward. Because Collins is just rolling forward, punch after punch, and he's knocking the work of Eubank right off.
Saw what Glenn McCrory's scorecard said. I'm sure with 3 American judges, they are seeing this the same way too. They love to score on aggression, and it's worth making that point again. Sometimes in his fights, Eubank does tend to pick things up a wee bit from about the 7th round on. No sign yet, is there?
That's right, and also Collins was looking a little bit tired in between rounds. But if he's conditioned himself right, he'll be able to make the most of that, make the most of the breather, and he'll be ready for the next round.
Two fighters who've never been stopped, remember, here. So the smart money would be on a points decision one way or another. At the moment, it's Collins who's piling up the points. Again, just looking a little bit more ragged, though, in this round. That's a good right hand on the counter by Eubank, who's doing a wee bit more.
Yes, Collins looking tired and just missing more than normal. Collins still walking forward, the chin unprotected.
Eubank's played the game of brinkmanship, of course, with the judges so very many times. I don't think he can expect many favours here. He's the challenger and the away fighter. Eubank shook his head dismissively there, as if to say that was nothing, and Collins landed with a left.
Collins looking a bit more tired, but still doing enough to win the round.
Happily, a dry night, open air in Cork, and Chris Eubank is in trouble at the halfway stage, we reckon anyway, as he bids to regain his old WBO Super middleweight championship.
He's not in your class. Go out there and beat him up. You've got to work him over.
Ronnie Davis there, you heard what he said. He's not in your class, you've got to go in there and work him over. So far, Eubank has shown few signs of doing that.
But notice while Eubank was breathing heavy, he's elected to sit down in between rounds now. So obviously, it's starting to get to him as well.
Second half of the fight now. Collins has hardly taken a backward step. His plan is quite clear, isn't it? Keep on, pressure, 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 and keep on throwing leather.
That's right, just don't let Eubank get settled, don't let him land with decent counters, just really upset his balance completely, and that's what he's doing. But you've got to feel that Eubank now has to try and change his tactics, has to try and take the fights to Collins. He should be the physically stronger, but it's not looking that way at this moment.
Eubank starting to get his jab working. For some effect as well just then, 2 or 3 times. Doesn't use the jab often enough.
That's right, you need to keep using the jab because that's where you get your distance. Once you land with the jab, you can get your other punches naturally come off that. But Eubank isn't landing enough with the jab.
Again, just the single right hand. No combination punching either from Eubank. It really is time that I think somebody in his corner read him the riot act here, because he's falling a long way behind on points and his whole career is on the line here.
Getting nice counters there from Collins.
It's another performance of massive commitment, an impressive work rate from Steve Collins, the so-called Celtic warrior.
See how Collins is the one who's trying to work inside, and as they come out of the clinch, he's rushing forward, trying to land punches. Now he's just starting to be a little bit more out of distance, Collins, just having to reach for his punches more.
Good counter-punching. And now there's a cut by the right eye of Collins. Maybe the heads went together there, I don't know. It looked like it. Blood by the side of the right eye. Referee wants to look at that. So there's a change in the plot. Oh, it looks bad too. It's not flowing into the eye, but he's got a problem there, Glenn.
That's right, a lot of blood. I think at one point he was thinking about not having a cutsman in the corner. So I suppose now he's very glad he did.
Now this is how we think the cut might have happened there. And I think our boys backstage who've been looking through the action for you have got that spot on.
Yes, you see, he just rubs his eye there, so obviously he felt some damage. Yes, head's just brushed.
It's not in a place where the blood is going to run into the eye. The referee has indicated that it was an accidental clash of heads. So if the fight did have to be stopped because of that, they would go to the scorecards. And I think the scorecards, if I'm not wrong, would say Collins is ahead. 8th round. Eubank desperately needs to have a big round, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He needs a really big one. He's trying to land big overhand punches, but really Collins just still imposing his will. I'm still trying to push forward so hard, and just keep Eubank off balance.
Said that Eubank is fighting for his future as a major fighter. Collins wants to stay in that big league, and I know there's talk of a 7-figure purse, £1 million, for him to fight Nigel Benn if he wins this. He's winning it at the moment. There's no doubt about that.
Then Eubank just trying the pretty wild overhand right.
Blood flows again beside the right eye of Collins. He's been cut quite a few times down the years. That was a fair right uppercut. Slightly more tired look there about Collins. That was a good right uppercut. Now, do we have the signs here of a turning point? Now Eubank is showboating. Are we going to see Eubank come on strong? He needs to. Damaging looking left, looked to be the inside of the glove, but right on the cut. Again, a right uppercut. Look at that cut now, Glenn.
Yes, it's starting to look worse and worse, but again, Collins still pushing forward, still not allowing Eubank to get any balance, any rhythm.
Good work again from Collins, dredging it up from deep in his soul, but he does, to me, just look as if maybe he may be coming, not towards the end of his tether, but he's looking more tired, certainly. Maybe he'll get a second win.
Yes, he's looking very tired. And Collins landed with 2 punches, and it just brought a smile from Eubank, but no counters.
Collins has thrown everything. He's cut, he's ahead, and now really it's a question of whether he's going to hold on. It's kind of almost like the Bruno situation last week. Tony Quinn there is the man that Ismael Fernandez, the referee, is talking to in the corner. That's the man who gets the mind in shape. There he is, look, on the far side.
Well, he's certainly doing a very good job making Collins so positive.
Let's see if we can hear this. We can't because he's whispering in his ear, but it's the power of positive thinking. Now the doctor is having a look. They will give him every possible chance, but I tell you what, if they did stop it, that wouldn't be any bad news for Collins at all at this point, because he must be ahead. If they went for the scorecards, he wins the fight.
That's right. Well, I have him a very big one. Here you can see close up the cut. It is quite a bad one. The blood isn't really affecting the vision, but it is a bad cut.
Chris Eubank got a slap from Ronnie Davis as they came out for this next round. Eubank maybe senses his chance. This argument is not over yet, this monumental argument between these two. It's raged on through the year. Glenn has Collins in a huge lead.
Yes, for me, he's the one that's forcing the fight. I think the judges have got to be looking at his positive work, and they've got to be giving him the rounds.
That's all right for the moment, but it could open up again. And probably will. He did plan to go into this fight without a cuts man initially as well, remember, Steve Collins, but Freddie Roach, the new trainer, would have none of that, and it's just as well that Ernie Fossey is in there.
Yes, that would have been a bad mistake. Again, good work from Collins. Not the most stylish work, but he's just plowing forward, throwing his arms.
As they say, styles make fights, and Eubank is finding it hard to cope with this all-action style that Collins is adopting.
Just starting to land with a left hook and starting to let it through. A few more punches go.
The blood flows again beside that eye of Collins. But still, he keeps on coming forward like a chieftain tank.
Yes, they call him the Celtic Warrior, and he's fighting like a warrior.
Amazing intensity from Collins. He looks like the man who wants it more, doesn't he?
Very, very much so. And Eubank started this round pretty positively, but now he's just getting pushed around the ring again.
Still no sign of the counter charge from Eubank. It's gone. And Steve Collins, we think, in a pretty substantial lead.
Yes, again, just imposing his will on, just walking forward. Not a great deal of style there, but he's the one who's landing punches.
Now, this is the 10th round, and this was the round in the last fight when Eubank had Collins on the floor and appeared not to follow up and take advantage. Now Eubank is going for broke, I think, and he needs to. This is more like it, the heads coming dangerously close together. But Eubank, belatedly, is starting to show the urgency that is required, I think, to take the eyes of these three American judges.
Yes, really, Eubank, for me, has to do something very special. He has to get a stoppage.
This, of course, is just the way that Glenn McCrory and I are seeing things. It'd be interesting to know if anyone had it a bit closer than that, and it's often the way that people do see a different fight.
Well, Collins must be desperately tired, but still, he marches forward, throwing punches.
Well, Eubank charged out at the start of the round and really let go for about 20 seconds, but now he stepped off again. He really needed to keep up that kind of intensity, didn't he?
He did. And these punches from Collins are not the best in the world, but they are landing. They are knocking the head back of Eubank.
That's a great right hand from Eubank. It was almost like the one that had Collins down in the last fight, that. But this is a durable fighter, this Steve Collins, as well. Even a near-peak Mike McCallum couldn't stop him. And you're talking there about one of the best pound-for-pound fighters of the modern era.
Again, Collins not allowing Eubank to get set for a solid punch.
Every punch Collins lands being cheered to the echo by this Cork crowd. Again, he walked onto a right hand there. There's a suspicion in this round, I think, that although he's showing a lot of leather still, Collins, the cleaner punching is coming from Eubank. No knockdown so far.
A bit better from Eubank, trying to get a combination going.
Body punch from Eubank on the bell. Now then, I wonder, Barry McGuigan, 10 rounds gone. How have you got this?
We'll give him...
Barry.
Yes, I thought that was probably the only round that Eubank... Well, I've given him a share of one round before, but he looks absolutely exhausted and has looked that way for the last 3 rounds. And I'll tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if Collins, he's only got 2 rounds to do it, but grinds him down and stops him. This is a tired Chris Eubank. I've never seen him this jaded before, but you know, you turn up at the well so many times and then all of a sudden it dries up. And it looks very much like Chris Eubank, and the slapping in the face from Ronnie Davis won't do anything at this stage. He's absolutely exhausted and tired, and I think that last round was a final last-ditch effort. I don't think he's got enough left in the tank, and Collins looks so much stronger.
Thank you, Barry. We shall see. 6 minutes left. Eubank had a pretty good 10. Again, letting the leather fly right at the start of round 11.
I give Eubank the last round. It did seem to be a last-ditch effort. Now Collins is in the home straight. He's very, very positive. I'm sure he's got to just keep working for 6 minutes.
The crowd trying to lift him, but those 25,000 fans can't get in there with him. And there are a few Eubank fans around as well, I can tell you. He's got big support, even in these parts. Oh, a crunching right from Eubank. That's the best punch of the round so far. Then the left hook.
Yes, a good punch. Collins just looking to grab a little bit. He's felt that one.
But for the most part here, Collins has looked the hungrier fighter. He says that all the experiences he had, all the setbacks, all the waiting for chances, moulded the man who beat Eubank the first time, the man who's determined to hold on to it this time. Referee Fernandez in his 125th world title fight. He was around even in the Ali era.
The Eubank right hand is getting closer and closer.
Starting to land with some pretty meaty looking right hands. Now there's a loose glove on Collins's right hand. I wonder if the referee will stop it for that. Not until there's any kind of lull, he won't. Collins will welcome any break. Now that's good news for Collins, that, because Eubank was letting go. Now look at Eubank while this is going on. He's been posturing to the crowd. I wonder if he thinks he's winning the fight.
It surprises me about Eubank. He's done that in a few rounds. He's held his hands up. He's been smiling, walking around, and it just seems as if he feels he's winning.
Well, I'll tell you what, the judge sitting near us then, while Eubank was walking around, angrily pointed to him to say, go to a neutral corner, which he did, like a naughty schoolboy almost. The action resumes. Round 11. Cleaner work is coming from Eubank now. But is it too late for him? Still almost desperate walk forward aggression from Collins, but he's being picked off much more regularly now.
Yes, this is better from Eubank. He's managing to set himself for that right hand and the right uppercut.
I think Eubank's done the better work in this round.
Yes, sharper work. Collins desperately tired.
Eubank punching the air. Does he think he's got this under control? I'll tell you what, we could have a row at the end of this. This may be one of these fights where there are one or two other interpretations of things. Boxing is like that.
He goes every time they catch him. You've got to really work now, mate, I'm telling you. 1 round to go, you're a mile behind on points. I'm telling you, Chris, you can't win the fight. You can't stop him. Steady yourself and crack that right hand in. Steady yourself. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Left hook. You must steady yourself down, right? Throw them punches hard. Because you're going to lose the fight. You've got to knock him out.
I'm trying to
I know what he is. Hey?
He's been coming all night.
I know he's been coming all night. So you can come and all. Go forward and bang him out. Right hands through the middle. You've got to stop him, Chris.
No words from us needed to add to that. That's what the corner think. They think that Collins is a mile ahead on points. I agree with them. Glenn McCrory agrees with them. They think Eubank needs the knockout in this, his most important fight, I reckon, since he first became a world champion against Nigel Benn. He can't afford to lose a second successive world championship fight. You wouldn't think so. Where would he go from there? He's trying to set himself for those right hands. Collins is taking a lot now, Glenn.
Yes, he is, but you can hear the shock in Eubank's voice there as he said, he's coming all night. Yo, how's he coming all night? He's been very upset by the way that Collins has fought. I don't think he expected Collins to take the fight to him and really push him around the ring like this.
Collins has been 12 rounds, 6 times before this, Eubank 14 times. These are old campaigners, they've been here before. Oh, and Eubank now getting hit with his arms spread apart. What was that about? Keep yourself protected at all times.
Yes, I think Eubank just wanted the referee to break it.
Got through with 2
Collins
good
wasn't
rights.
gonna have none of it.
Eubank now is looking to land a knockout with every punch. That's a slip too. That's not a knockdown. No knockdown. Crowd very excited. But Eubank's been told by his corner he needs a knockout to win.
Yes, he knows what he's got to do and he's trying desperately to do it. But can he find the target?
But he needed to start doing this from about the 5th round on, didn't he?
That's right, I was very surprised. He was really thrown off after the first couple of rounds and he just couldn't get himself back in the fight.
It's looking like Collins again, to us anyway. Unless Eubank has got something here right at the death. Chance of here we go. The crowd think Collins is the boss. It's been another heroic effort from the Irishman, the man who calls himself the Celtic Warrior, and goodness me, what a warrior. And he's still finding Eubank's shin towards the end. Just when you think he's on his last legs, Collins dredges down deep and finds a little bit more.
Yes, I've always thought Collins was a smart fighter, but he's changed tactics completely here because he knew exactly what he had to do. I didn't think he could do it this way, and he's done it in wonderful fashion. If he can say out this last bell, a tremendous victory on my card.
It looks like he will now. Eubank is giving it everything. The bell goes. They both lift up their arms. Well, is that posturing by Eubank, or does he really think he's won? I think Collins was a pretty big winner.
Yes, I think so too. And I'm sure Ronnie Davis, when he went through Eubank, said, "You've lost it, son."
3 American judges. Gennaro Rodriguez from Chicago, Aaron Kaiser from Phoenix, Paul Herman from Miami will add up their scorecards. Referee doesn't score. He's cut. He's a bit battered, but he thinks he's got it. They're all excitement in the Irish corner. There's a rather subdued mood across the ring with Eubank. I think Ronnie Davis thinks he lost the fight.
Yes, I'm sure he did. We heard him just before he went in the last round saying, he didn't say it was close. He said, "You're a mile ahead. You're a mile behind. You've got to knock him out."
It was a fantastic effort, really, from Steve Collins. He looked a bit wild and a bit woolly at times, but he just never, ever stopped throwing punches. They didn't all land.
He fought in a style he normally doesn't fight in, and he did it so well. He just kept the pressure on non-stop.
We await confirmation of what we think has happened here. We think Steve Collins has beaten Chris Eubank again. He was the first man to do that in 10 years and 40-odd fights. Has he repeated the dose? It's so often the way with rematches that you get the same result, only more emphatically. We await to see what the judges made of the action. But Glenn McCrory makes Collins a runaway winner. So do I. So does our excellent statistician Bob Mee sitting beside me. Heroes welcome, but somewhere in there are 3 little slips of paper that will tell all.
Well, I think if you look at the 2 camps, you can maybe sense who feels they've won. Collins all smiles, all of his camp very, very confident they've got victory. Well, that's not the look in the Eubank corner.
Eubank, meanwhile,
It had been just as close as the first fight, with Collins once again emerging victorious. The champion would go on to have 6 more successful title defences before retiring in 1997.